I think by and large we got a consensus coming from across the table that the 5 ballot papers were an integral part of the booklet of ballots that came from the national office and went through to that constituency. So there was no doubt at all that the 5 ballot papers were an integral part of the booklet, and therefore they were not foreign materials. We also checked and we saw that there was no overvoting, that the tallying process done by the independent and by the candidates, the agent of all these candidates, tallied and harmonized with exactly the ballot papers that were found in the ballot box as well. Now, so these for us were the most important pieces of information we wanted to ascertain. Now, so having come to the understanding, which across the table we had, that the ballot papers were authentic, the 5 were part of the booklet of ballot that was supposed to go to Ketu South, and therefore, and that those 5 ballot papers were clearly an important, an integral part of the booklet. We therefore were in a position to say that what the voters had expressed in the original counting that had happened actually is the authentic expression of the will of the people of Ketu. And so according to that original intention, even though it was such a very, very close contest, we needed to go with the original result. And that original result had candidate Edem Agbana having 360 votes, followed very closely by candidate John Adano, who had 359. Very close as it was, we needed to go with the will of the great people of Ketu North, because that is truly what their will was. And so we wanted to use the opportunity to simply tell you that at the end of the day, the committee, headed by the national chairman, aided by my own self, together with the panel, came to that conclusion, and we have communicated that to the 2 parties and to their agent that came with them, to the regional executive and to the constituency executives, that the will of Ketu North, which is that Edem Agbana was the one that won the most number of votes on the day, even though it was that close. Edem Agbana will be declared the candidate, the parliamentary candidate for Ketu North in this year.
Well, good evening to all of you. I want to use this opportunity to first thank the special committee of the National Executive Committee that sat on the matter, and to thank them for bringing finality to this issue. We also want to say a big thank you to the regional and constituency executives of the NDC, who all agreed to be party to the meeting that led to the resolution of this matter. Let me also thank my opponents for, especially Mr. John Adami and his team of lawyers, also for being a part of the meeting. And to say that I want to retract and apologize sincerely for some comments made in the heat of the moment. As we all know, when the tensions were high, we granted some interviews and said certain things that we consider unpalatable, and so we apologize for those statements. I want to use this platform to call for unity. The party's interest is key. It is important for all of us to unite to maintain the Ketu North seat, and as a campaign team, we made a singular promise to the good people of Ketu North to get 85% of the votes in the 2024 general elections. We need unity to achieve that, and so I want to use this platform to call everyone in the constituency and outside the constituency who are stakeholders to help us achieve that. So I also want to call on my supporters to be very modest in the celebrations. No teasing or trolling of opponents, because the most important thing is that we have been declared winners. What is left for us now is the work ahead of us, which is to mobilize, get to every house, every corner, every community to get the votes for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and for myself as the parliamentary candidate. Let's work with everybody, bring everybody on board, unite the party, and I believe that Ketu North has greater prospects in national politics. Thank you so much for the opportunity.